I'm Mark Cloutier. I'm the Voice Operations Manager. I'm going to walk you through 8 or 10 slides to kind of describe the features and functionality of our next generation EIPT offering, and then James Roberton from my team is going to do a quick demo to demonstrate the WebEx client on his laptop. So the first question is, why should you be interested in our service offering? The first is that AT&T Centrex service is scheduled to sunset in December of 2023. That's the traditional voice services that you get from AT&T Centrex based on PBXs. And again, AT&T has announced that December of 2023, that service will end. We're expecting CenturyLink and some of the other LECs to perhaps be 12 months behind them in sunsetting that service. I'm sure AT&T will have some type of service to replace it. However, that service is not currently on state contract, and there's a significant amount of uncertainty as to what the rates for that service might be. DIT's current IP telephony platform is scheduled to sunset in June of 2023. That's our managed Avaya service. Because of a number of vulnerabilities, we'll be moving users off that service over the next 2 years. For those agencies that have smaller sites with PBXs and key systems, I'm sure, as you know, those are becoming increasingly difficult to support, difficult to get parts for them. It's hard to find skilled technicians to maintain them. Many of them are at end of life or certainly at end of support. Cost is another driver. I think when we get to the next slide, you'll see that our service offering is competitive from a cost point and enhanced features and functionalities over a traditional PBX or Centrex environment. What prerequisites are there to subscribe to our service? You need to be a DIT Microsoft 365 tenant and subscribe to our WAN service. Your building needs to be equipped with power over Ethernet LAN switches if hard phones are desired. We recommend a Cat5e or greater structured cabling solution in the building. If you don't meet one or two of these prerequisites, please just don't give up and assume that you're not eligible for the service. I'd encourage you to reach out to our customer service analysts and BRMs. Happy to have detailed discussions on other ways to get you this service or a similar service given your circumstances. What does it cost? In the current fiscal year, it is $16.21 per month per line versus $20.60 for our current Avaya service offering. With our EIPT services, you pay no long distance charges except for international. There is a $95 installation fee, which covers DIT's back-end costs to provision and roll out the service. Telephone sets are not required, but range from about $225 to $400. You know, as we enter the post-COVID kind of hybrid environment, many of our customers and our technicians have been working from home for a significant period of time, been functioning quite well with headsets, earbuds, and so on for their telephony service, and there's no reason that that couldn't continue in the future. What do you get? You get voice and telephony, the traditional telephone service that you've had from your local exchange carrier for an awful long time. You get dial tone, you get voicemail in those traditional services. Voicemail notifications can be sent to email. We're working on rolling that functionality out, and we're collaborating with our unified communications and firewall teams to get that service into production. Due to records retention policy, we will not send you the actual voicemail to your email client, but we will send you a notification so that you know to go ahead and check your voicemail. Meeting solutions. This service comes with WebEx meetings, the same meeting that we're doing today. Every one of your users subscribes to the service, gets the WebEx meeting solution, and can host meetings. It integrates with your Outlook calendar for presence and instant messaging. It will detect where, if you're online, if you're not online, if you're out of the office, so on and so forth. And there's an instant messaging client built into WebEx. Workstream collaboration, it's viewed as the next generation of presence and IM and collaboration, has many similar functions to Microsoft Teams. And as we talk about Microsoft Teams, we do have some level of integration with Microsoft Teams from a calling and calendar integration. We can provision your Microsoft Teams client with a WebEx telephone number to allow you to make calls outside of the Microsoft Teams environment from within the Teams client. So that's in production, and we have many users using that. Benefits. It's a communications infrastructure virtually without geographical boundaries on the state's IP network and beyond. If you're working from home, bring your iPhone, your Android, your laptop home. You can make and receive telephone calls just like you're in the office. It's an end-to-end managed service covering everything from design and implementation. Our customer service analysts will consult with you to make sure that you're getting the features and functions that you need. It's billed as a service, per seat per month, pay as you go. Again, the features and functionality of traditional telephone systems plus enhanced communication methods. Very similar user experience on all devices, and it allows you to interact with other users in the way that makes the most sense, whether it's voice calls, audio, visual, conferencing, screen sharing, whiteboarding, etc. A little more detail about the clients. Our WebEx client, which is the traditional telephony, performs the traditional telephony functions, is a soft client for PC, Mac, iPhone, and Android. One telephone line, one license gets you soft client service on any or all of those devices. So you're not limited to, I want a hard phone, I can't have a soft phone, I can't use it on my cell phone. We are licensed to provide, one license gets you all of those functions. Back in the key systems days, or when you had main lines coming into business units, you had multiple line appearances on individual telephones. Our hard phones and our WebEx clients replicate that functionality, and when we get to the demo, you'll see on James's desktop that he has multiple phone lines associated with his client. Because of our SIP trunking, there's no domestic long distance charges. Failover in case of a WAN outage is available. It's not mandatory depending upon the size of your business unit, and also we will take into account your level of soft phone versus hard phone usage. That impacts whether you want failover in the event of a WAN outage. We have a self-care portal, which allows each customer to configure their own speed dial numbers. It allows them to configure single number reach. And what single number reach will do is allow you to essentially forward your desk phone to a cell phone or to another telephone off the network. Also lets you set call timing parameters. WebEx meetings, every individual with a WebEx meetings license can host a meeting with up to 1,000 participants. It integrates seamlessly with WebEx boards and devices. even if you don't have a WebEx board and your conference room is equipped with some type of flat screen monitor, for a relatively low cost, you can buy a WebEx room kit that turns your monitor into a WebEx device and allows you to join meetings from your conference room. We've recently rolled out the ability to join Microsoft Teams meetings from these WebEx devices. So far, it's working very well. We've had very few issues. You have the ability to record your meeting. It will be stored in the cloud, and shortly after your meeting is completed, Cisco will send you a link, and you can access that meeting personally, or you can forward it to team members that perhaps couldn't make the meeting and allow them to view the content. Meeting transcription is available. Real-time closed captioning is available as well as part of the standard offering. And the feature that I like about WebEx is it will call you. When you enter a WebEx meeting, you can ask for it to call your cell phone, your desk phone, whatever device that you like. I find that to be very convenient. Future enhancements. As I mentioned, the ability to make WebEx calls from Microsoft Teams, we've rolled that out to some number of users. That will be more widely available in the very near future. We are testing an electronic faxing platform with a couple of agencies. So far, the results are positive. That will help, especially from a work from home environment or hybrid working environment. Folks often don't have access to a fax machine. This will give them the ability to do that from their desktop, and it's closely integrated into our Cisco offering. We are also rolling out a phone-to-phone and overhead paging solution. Currently, a significant number of customers have legacy overhead paging systems where you'll dial a number and it will page the building or page a certain zone. We're testing a new offering with the Agricultural Science Center that's being built, where we will offer the service to them, and they will be able to page to to groups of telephones, groups of IP speakers. They've got a pretty complicated zoning process, and we're just beginning the installation at ASC this week.